Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to Crypto Income Daily YouTube channel. Just a quick one today. I wanted to do this short video to share with you, those of you, especially the haters who don't know what Cryptex is all about. Cryptex, which is indeed a DeFi hybrid staking platform that has been running anonymously since 2016. And it is the $100 legacy wallet solution, meaning you have the opportunity to turn $100 into a financial freedom for yourself and even your generations yet unborn. Quite often, a lot of people are confused about how this thing works, all because they are not into it, they don't know what is it. So they're just thinking, hey, how can $100 really bring out thousands of dollars in few years? So they're really confused and they don't know what is it about. So some are even calling it a Ponzi scheme. But the question is Cryptex really a Ponzi scheme? Well, how can just $100 processing fee, or how can just $100 investment make me over $20,000? From $20,000 to over 1.2 or $1.5 million? Well, it is a big question a lot of people might be asking. But hey, thank God today I have got a professional presentation, a breakdown, and a proof that Cryptex really is worth it. The $100 really can bring a financial solution, and it is not a Ponzi scheme. Those of you calling it a $100 Ponzi scheme, you're going to see in this video all the proof. Before we go in, you can already see here there are many key benefits of being associated with Cryptex projects. Cryptex allows you to benefit from a starting balance of $30,240 or $43,200 and only pay a $100 activation fee. I hope before we delve into that presentation itself, you already know that it is not your $100 that's going to make you that thousands of dollars at the end of your 2, 3, 5, or 7 years. But this amount, $30,240 and $43,200. So your $100 is just only for an activation fee. So take note, learn from this before you still continue with that one mistaken belief, and you are also missing out. So before we delve in, a disclaimer here. What you hear in this presentation is not a financial advice. It is to present you with information. Everything is associated with risk, even your job. Never risk more than you can afford to lose. There are no guarantee of income. You are responsible for your decisions and transactions. Income examples are estimates of what you may earn. Again, so your $100 is just for an activation fee, and indeed, this $100 is paid out in the compensation structure. It doesn't go into the Cryptex system of staking. So, having said so, let's dive in now. Watch this video. At the end of the day, you can decide for yourself. If you need more information, you can reach out to me via the information I've provided in the description of this video. So now let's dive in and watch this video.
The first elephant in the room. I told you, once you heard what the offer was, at some point you were going to say, no way. And you're probably saying it right now, right? You're saying there's no way that this can be real, because let's face it, there's not a person on the planet that if I said, give me $100 right now, and in 2 years, I'll give you back 22 grand. In 3 years, I could give you back 35. In 5 years, 471, or in 7 years, 1.5 million. Everybody would say the same thing. How many $100 bills can I give you if it's real? So let's show you what we went out and actually looked at to prove to ourselves. And now we want to show you what we did to actually prove that it was real. The first thing we did was, since it had been around since 2016, we were able to go out and find people, obviously, who had already been paid. And that was exciting for us, because we were able to get copies of their back offices and share that information, not just with ourselves and the people that we were looking to share this with, but share it with you. And this is what we saw. This is a gentleman who had been in for a while, and he actually had, and this is back in 2023 when we were able to get these copies. And look at this, guys. In January 10th of 2023, he was able to withdraw $98,800. Now, just 1 day later, he was able to withdraw another $89,000 in change. Guys, 2 months later, on March 15th of 2023, he took out $100,000. 3 days after that, on March 18th, he took out $100,000. 2 days later, on March 20th, he took out $112,000, and finally, just another 1 day later, he took out another $100,000 in change. Guys, you add this all up, and this is more money that this person was able to withdraw from their Cryptex account than most people make in maybe 5 years, or even in some cases 10 years of working at their full-time jobs. That is absolutely incredible, and that's just the beginning, the tip of the iceberg of the story. We also found a gentleman his name was Mo, who actually decided to be gracious enough to record and document his entire personal process so that he could share that with the team. And you can get access to that video. If you like, just ask people on your team and they can direct you to it. But here's some screenshots from what we were able to get from that video. Number one, Mo showed his actual contracts that he had in his back office, where at this time when he did this, these were 3-year contracts, but this is back when Cryptex was still providing the $43,200 even for the 3-year contracts. They no longer do that. It's $30,240, but I just want to be accurate here for this description. So Mo was able to go out and get 2 contracts. He got them on November 20th of 2020. You can see that date there. And it showed him that on November 21st of 2023, it would be exactly 3 years later. That's when his contracts would come to maturity and he would be able to collect what was due to him. Now, exactly on November 21st of 2023, this is the email he received from Cryptex support. And all it basically said was, hey, Mo, come get your dough. That's what it basically told him. It said, hey, listen, regarding DeFi Hybrid Contract orders, blah, 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 blah. You got these contracts back on this date. They were going to terminate, you knew, on 11/21/2023. The total balance of the wallet right now is $501,000. But after some end user fees, it came down to $485. And then we had to do the loan reversal. Remember, 2 contracts, $43,200 each loan to the staking contract. That's $86,400 they sent back to the bank. And what was left over for Mo was $398,745.68. So $398,745.68. I said that number twice because I wanted that to stick in your head, because here you can see that exact number, $398,745.68, deposited into his Cryptex back office. At that point, Mo continued along. He simply hit the withdraw button, and here he is showing us his non-custodial wallet. He has access to it on his cell phone. That's Mo basically showing us that he got that crypto into his external wallet completely in his control. 10.597 Bitcoin back in 2023. That was $388,653.68 after about a 4% withdrawal fee. But think about that for a moment. Almost $390,000 just because 3 years earlier, Mo made a decision that it was worth his time to get a couple of Cryptex contracts. By the way, guys, you're probably watching the price of Bitcoin skyrocket, and you know that here we are now in 2025, just a couple of short years later, that same 10.597 Bitcoin would be worth about $1.2 million. So again, incredible what's happening with Bitcoin, and we have the ability to accumulate it at a much faster rate than most human beings on the planet because of our association with Cryptex. Now, speaking of Bitcoin and blockchain, guys, here was the proof that we really wanted, because we understood about the fact that people were doing videos and providing screenshots, but we wanted the hardcore evidence. And for that, we wanted to look at the blockchain, because not only is the blockchain transparent, secure, and public, it can't be faked. And here's what we knew that a lot of people had done, and we did the same thing. Once they actually took some withdrawals, they got paid and they took withdrawals from Cryptex, they started backtracking to see what were their payment wallets that their withdrawals came from. And here's what they found. They found multiple wallets. I'm going to share just 2 of them with you right now. The first clearinghouse wallet that they found was this wallet right here, guys. And if you can take a look at this, I'm not sure if you can see it on your screen, but it basically says that this address has transacted 26,530 times on the Bitcoin blockchain. Now look at how much has come into this wallet and then been paid out to Cryptex recipients like me and you. 52 billion with a B, 682,588,662 that came in and then was paid out to Cryptex people just like you and me. And this is what this actually looks like on the blockchain, guys. All these red arrows are the requests that were sent out to Cryptex people, account holders. All the green arrows, that's Cryptex putting the money into these wallets, the Bitcoin, I should say, into this wallet, so they could then be withdrawn by the Cryptex account holder. So here's one that was on May 13th of 2025, $6,950,000 going out to account holders. Here's another red arrow, 451,000. Here's another red arrow, same day, 4,996,000. Another red arrow, 5,038,000. All of this in the same day. That was actually the day before the last one, but you guys you start to understand what's going on here. There's a lot of money moving through Cryptex wallets out to people just like me and you, and the only difference is they made a decision a few years ago to get involved with Cryptex. Now, finally, we looked at just one more wallet. I wanted to put this one up here because I'd never seen a wallet in my entire life that had this amount go through it. I just want you guys to see this number. This wallet actually transacted 189,830 times on the Bitcoin blockchain. And look at this. Look how much came in and then was sent out to Cryptex account holders. 516 billion. 241,580,691, guys. $516 billion, which is absolutely incredible. Now, that brings me to the next obvious elephant in the room, because I had a friend that I showed this to, and the first thing he said to me was, you know what? I cannot deny Cryptex is paying out an insane amount of money, billions of dollars. We can verify that on the blockchain, but how do I know that it's still not just a giant $100 Ponzi scheme? And I was so glad he asked that question because I really like math. And I said, let's do some math. Cryptex has a little over 800,000 account holders. Let's round it all the way up to 900,000 and multiply it by the $100 processing fee that you're referencing. That would give you a total of 90 million. Now, let's assume it didn't happen, but let's assume that all 90 million, all 900,000 of those members, they all got 80 contracts each, right, from the very beginning. That means we'd multiply 90 million by 80 contracts. That would be $7.2 billion in total that Cryptex would have been able to take in $100 bills in the lifetime of the Cryptex project. Now, that's a lot of money, no question about it, but I just showed you two wallets, and the smaller one had $52 billion worth of Bitcoin that had already been paid out to Cryptex account holders. So where's the missing $45 billion coming from in Bitcoin? Guys, the only explanation is that they're doing exactly what they said that they're doing, is that every single one of these $100 processing fees is being represented then by a $30,000 or a $40,000 plus loan. That would make sense because with all of that then compounding, it produces far more than enough for us to be able to earn these type of payouts